So the topic that we're going to cover, I'm pretty excited about it, is inside the group is how to handle opinions that are coming at you, and like Celia said, how to handle them with grace. And so we're really excited to talk about that. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. We are so excited, and just like I said at the beginning, from the time that we started Top Weddings, watching all of these professionals come on board with us and just hearing the heart of everybody just wanting to help you. And it has been incredibly inspiring. And I think all wedding professionals are like that. But we are so excited to be bringing, content to you consistently. And we're really, really excited about this group already. We have lots of couples in it, and already having engagement, and so we're really, really excited about it. If you want to join that group, again, it's 417 Engaged Couples, and the link is in the comments, right? And then also, if you have any questions or anything like that, just put it in the comments. So we are going to be handling a couple other questions inside the group as well. So thank you again, and so excited to continue this conversation.
Thank you all. Hello, Facebook group.
Hello.
I hear you're still with us.
Story. Perfect. Sweet.
Good. Okay. You guys are rocking it back there. Oh my goodness.
We got a lot of good comments.
Oh, yay!
Oh, we should have probably touched on some of those. Dang it.
I commented for you.
Oh, did you really? Thanks,
Charity.
Charity.
Engagement, so I wanted to
Thank you.
But it was lagging, so I had to turn it off. Like, what you were saying in here was like a minute behind. And so I turned it off, but I made a comment for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we are just in the group now, right?
Hey,
Yep.
we're getting cozier.
So we
This is family time.
This is family.
This is family.
And this is really and truly, I told Celia, look at you getting all comfortable now. You're like, okay.
What's up?
All right, so let's just chill. I love it. So honestly, anytime we are doing lives, and this is actually why we started this group, because we love being out there for everyone, but honestly, we want you guys and us to just be really comfortable and relaxed and real. So in here, there's not going to be mothers of the bride and, or groom, or, this is just for couples. So we really and truly want this to just be an open space. And honestly, from the time we started Top Weddings, my hope for this is it's just a huge community. It's just, couples helping couples, just help with, the questions about the wedding, but also just encouraging. So if you join the group, that there were some guidelines there just to be, constant encouragement. And that's really and truly what we want. We're all going to have probably a little bit different opinion, but, you can instill encourage and so we are incredibly excited to all of you that have already joined this group and just watching. Wait until you see some of the rings that they posted, because they're so pretty, and I've loved just watching them all. And we love weddings. I mean, you do, I do, and there's nothing better than watching all of the content come in, and oh my gosh, it's like going to a wedding every time I go in there. I'm like, I get all excited and giddy, and so we're so glad you're here. And what we hope from you guys is just keep on helping each other, keep on commenting. If there's things that you do want from the group, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And we already have some questions in here, so we're really excited about that. But first, let's go ahead and reintroduce yourself, because just in case they're just
new friends,
jumping on.
Yes, my name is Celia Duncan. I'm a wedding planner, and my business is called Unions With Celia. and I love helping couples tell their unique story on their wedding day. So if you're wanting to kind of like really express yourself and do something that you know is like, that's so true to me, but I'm not sure how to go about it throughout like the details, that's my specialty, is storytelling. And so that's how I love to serve couples.
And her heart, so from, I said this as we were doing the live, but her heart from the moment I met Celia is honestly just about the couple and the health of the couple, and that's why we put this these topics first, because this is honestly something I hope that you are hearing from early on, because from the moment that you get engaged, not only, we just talked about the relationship, and this will, we will put this whole conversation in the group in case you missed some of it, but even this part that we're getting ready to talk about, which is opinions. You are going to have them coming from a lot of different angles, and there are a lot of times that they don't, people are going to be honest with you and real with you, and sometimes that's really can be hard to hear, and everybody has opinions, and so it's, and that's why when I thought of, we have a plethora of topics to cover with these lives every week, and but when I thought of the topics that I really wanted Celia to touch on, these were first and foremost.
Give me the spicy one.
Well, I think you'll, just like you said, when I said that, you said, it's just how to handle it with grace.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you will help them with for sure. So, so let's get started.
Great. Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having me and for being here and listening to me talk about opinions. It's a very exciting topic. We all love opinions. So I first want to share that from a personal stance, when people use the word shoulds, I shut down and want to do a little Ross Geller, like, like if you're into Friends, you'll understand, and just be like, no, I resist the shoulds big time. Like, you're not going to tell me how I'm going to do this. Right. However, there is a lot of wisdom in the world, but not everything applies to you. And so I've had to do a lot of personal work on this, and I think that's why I can maybe speak to it a little bit. Guys, therapy works wonders. Let me tell you. My therapist is great. Anyways, so real talk.
Yes.
Debbie said I could be real.
Yes, absolutely. This is
I
what
fully support counseling and therapy. But anyway, so opinions, they're truly going to come in from anywhere and everywhere. You've probably felt them your whole life in talking maybe with your mother or with some friends, some close friends. I feel like the people who are closest to you and have known you the longest, often they do know you pretty well, but they feel the less reserved in just sharing their opinions with you. They're just gonna freely go for it. Right. So that is where you can do a couple of things and truly do it in a way that is true to you as a person. Because we all have different personalities, and we all have different types of relationships with all of these people who we're fielding these opinions from. So a couple of things you can do is, if you're starting to feel like that resistance kind of rise up and yourself shutting down, that's okay. Allow it. The more you resist that, the more you're going to want to explode. At least that's been my experiences. If I'm no, I cannot be upset with them for sharing this with me, then I'm oh no, it's leaking out. They can tell. But instead, if you just kind of allow it and give yourself a couple seconds, you can share something really easy to say basically is thank you so much for sharing that. I'll have to think about that. Or thank you so much for sharing that. That sounds like it was true for you. I don't think that's true for us, but I appreciate you sharing your thoughts on it. And that just gives them acknowledgement of them trying to help, because usually most people are good-willed and good-intentioned, and they're just trying to help, even though it can be very annoying. Because you're I did not ask for this help. I did not. Even sometimes when you ask for it, you're you went too far. You went so far. Yeah, just, and also acknowledging that might be helpful, and you'll give space to it, but you don't you don't owe that person anything. You don't owe them, you know, it's not it's not their relationship. It's not their wedding day. I think where it gets really tricky is if someone is helping fund your wedding, and they're sharing their opinions, and then you feel obligated. So in this kind of situation, I would highly recommend, before you accept any financial assistance from, say, a parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, whoever is like, I want to help you, you know, pay for your catering. Make sure you have an honest conversation with them up front and say, we so appreciate this gift. Like, this is a huge gift to us. Thank you so much for contributing and being part of our lives and day in this way. Just know that, let's set expectations about, like, is anything tied to this money? Are you having certain expectations just on the catering? Are you having expectations about what we include in the day, who we include in family photos, where we have the wedding, what time we have the wedding, what favors we give people? Like, be upfront and say, okay, are there any expectations that are coming with your support, your financial support, and just get clear on that. If you're not comfortable with it, my encouragement is not to take it, because that could cause some inner frustration and turmoil in the long run. However, it's ultimately up to you, because this is your day. So if it's something where you're like, they have this expectation and we'd rather not, but at the same time, like, it'll be okay. It's not like something that we definitely don't want or we definitely do want and they're not wanting. Then that might be okay. But if they're telling you to do it completely different from like how you and your partner want to show up and celebrate your love and celebrate your wedding, then at the end of the day, like, that emotional strain is not worth it, in my opinion.
Right.
In my opinion, it's not worth it. But that's for you and your partner to kind of sort through. Remember that everybody's an expert on their own wedding experience, and you get to be the expert on yours.
Right.
So have fun with it. Take the recommendations. I mean, like, that's so fun too, and honestly can save you so much time if you're like,
so
my best friend got married, or like, I saw this wedding of an acquaintance. Like, I love your florals. Who is your floral designer? Like, you know, that's a great way to like make those connections and start building your dream professional team on your wedding day. But at the same time, make sure that it sits right with you. Even as you're working with professionals, we're going to give suggestions, and we're going to let you know like how we operate, how we work, our expectations of the day, give you space to share your expectations of us. So it's really, really important that you also have taken time to know yourself and to kind of know what sits right with you. So if you sense yourself like tensing up a lot, there might be something that's being suggested that actually doesn't feel right to you. If you kind of can feel a bit, or there's something else going on. I don't know. That's up for you to navigate and figure out. Again, therapy has been very helpful in this area. I can't stress it enough, you guys. So, yeah, knowing yourself and taking time. No one's rushing your decision. I mean, sometimes it's tricky with hiring professionals because we could literally, cannot tell you how many times I've like been talking with someone about a date, and then literally the next day someone's like, I have a wedding this date, and I'm like not booked on either side, but I have to let you know, like, hey, I'm talking to a couple people about like this specific date, and I am one who cannot be in two places at once, so I cannot, you know. So that's in my opinion like the only time a professional could really like say like, I need a decision now from you, but you have time. Don't take until a month before, because that could feel very rushed and stressful for you and the professional, but you have a little bit of time to make that decision. You don't have to tell someone on the spot. You absolutely can, and do it when you feel good about it, but right. You also have space to kind of take your time, especially if you're struggling to like know how you feel about things, because there are so many decisions. However, I will also caveat to this, if you're someone who gets overwhelmed by decisions and anxious if you're given too much time for decisions, trusting your gut and that instinct can also be so helpful.
Right.
And then as soon as you make that decision, it's decided, move forward. You made the best decision with the information you had, and that's great.
And those decisions, because there'll be more coming your way. So it's okay to say, okay, that one's done, we're going to move on. And I think one of the biggest things, a lot of people think, and a lot of the opinions that will come your way is that you have to do it this way or you have to do it that way. And at the end of the day, we've been in this business for a long time, and you might see things that are similar at weddings, and I think that's always a fear. Oh, I don't want my wedding to be just like theirs, or just, at the end of the day, the biggest thing you can do is just personalize it. Just make it about you. And when you're listening to other people and their opinions, sometimes it goes away from you. The biggest thing your guest will, and I feel like I write about this a lot, but the biggest thing your guest will enjoy is walking in and seeing you.
100%.
Your personality. Every, whether it's the, I can walk into a wedding and the table centerpiece is similar to another one we had, but then there's just something, there's a personal photo or there's something personal. It doesn't matter if other people have did it. What matters is it's important to you.
Absolutely.
And so don't, I feel like sometimes you can put yourself in a box. Don't do that, because at the end of the day, the whole day is about you and your fiance. That's what the whole day is about.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, just like Celia was saying, all those opinions coming at you, and I love how you said to handle those, because they are that. They are opinions. And yes, take them with grace, and yes, be gracious when you're, telling them thank you for that opinion, but also just make it your own. I've been to weddings that maybe didn't have a wedding planner, and you get there and guests don't know whether to sit on the right side or the left side. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. Yes, there's a way that you do that, but I can tell you I had one wedding that all the bride side sit on the left side and the groom side sit on the right side, and the groom side sit on the left side. It doesn't matter. It really and truly doesn't matter. It is the most important thing is that it's just about you. It's just about you guys. You see those little personal touches, and that for me, and I know you helping them plan is the best part.
It really is.
It's the best part.
I love that you said all that, because what I tell my couples, and it kind of like repeats what you just said, but what I tell my couples really often is like, my favorite thing is like knowing that your guests know and love you more at the end of your wedding day. It's like they got to know you better. Like, oh, I didn't realize they loved that. Or like they walk in and they're like, that's totally them. And you're right. Even if it did mimic kind of something else you've seen, whether it be online or a friend's, like your friends naturally, and you're gonna like similar things. Right. It's okay. You're still gonna do it differently though.
And your guests are never going to remember what centerpiece someone else had. Even if you post pictures and it's out there everywhere and it's a week before your wedding, they are not like you will. You will internalize a lot of that, but don't. I mean, honestly.
They care about food and booze.
That's true.
And they want to get on the dance floor with you. That's it.
It's so true. And honestly, if you really think about it, a lot of these people have seen you probably at your worst.
Yeah, that's
and then they walk in to this. You're literally that day, what we hope for every single couple is you are at your best. Yeah. Like, let alone hair and makeup and the dress and the tuxedo and the clothes in general, but the smiles and the happiness and all of that. As stressful as wedding planning is, I promise you, it's all worth it. Yeah. It'll fly by on the wedding day quick. But all of this, and and we said this before, those opinions and then how to handle that. Sometimes you're understanding how to handle your fiance's parents or your parents, or because this is a lot of big decisions that you're making, and just like you said, some of them are investing into it so you feel obligated. And the thing about it is, at the end of the day, I feel like anyone who is investing in the wedding when they see the wedding day and they see it all come together, and then they see you happy, all of that stuff ends up going away.
Yeah.
I mean, it truly does.
It comes to like this essence of relationship and like the chemistry you have with your partner as well as your community.
Yes.
And you're 100% right. Like, yes, it matters. It's part of your story, and it's beautiful, and it's fun and exciting, and I think the divine is in the details. I know the devil's in the details, but maybe the devil's really awesome. So I don't know. But like those details matter, but like what matters most are these beautiful connections and this like kind of magical atmosphere that you create by like fostering health and beauty and space for you guys just to be yourselves.
Yes.
So if you're quirky, please be quirky. I want you to come be quirky with me. Then I won't be alone ever. I'm not alone.
And let's face it, there's nobody that's perfect no matter what.
Nope.
It doesn't matter if somebody's acting like they're perfect. It's not happening because behind the scenes, it's not happening. So, so yeah,
Yes.
good.
That's
Is there
awesome.
anything else on that?
No.